Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Bold Real Estate Investing. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, here with your host, Bill Dean. Hello, Bill.
How's it going, Chris?
It's going great. We're talking about real estate rentals, of which we often do here, but we're talking about what to look for structurally today. And I think that's really important because some of us, like me, I'm not a handy guy. I don't know. Like, does it smell bad? Maybe I can tell that. But you, sir, have all sorts of background in like construction and just different things working with your hands. So walk me through. What do we look for?
All right. Well, this is part of the whole searching for real estate property. And if you don't know much about houses, you can buy something that's going to cost you much, much more than you spent to get it.
Yeah.
So one quick hack on this.
Yeah.
Find a good contractor you trust and look at houses with them. Mm-hmm. That's just when you're starting, find that person. I was spoiled because I had one.
Right.
I was one.
Yeah.
So,
will they do that? Like, do they often want to cut, or do they just charge you per the hour, or how does that work?
It really, well, so what happened in my case, because they knew if I liked it, they were going to get business. So they had no problem with it because right now in the Dakotas, today's a nice day. It's 50, but it's going to be 20 below here in another 60 to 80 days. So, it's a good time to line up interior remodeling. So they see the house, they tell you what they'd recommend if you can budget it. It's cheaper than marketing for them.
Right. Yeah, that's really good to know. I didn't go there immediately in my thoughts. Sometimes I feel like I'm asking too much, but I feel like if that's common, is that sort of normal? Like in the construction world, like, hey, bid, come look at this with me. And if you give me a good number, like, you'll be the guy that works on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Because you always want to take their bid and probably throw on that 30% oops. And we'll talk a little bit more here shortly about some of those things that could happen. But
okay.
Because even if, let's say you like the house and the roof, you just know the roof's bad. You don't have to be a professional to see it's curling or shingles are missing. That's where you call them up, have them come out, and okay, now I can make a better offer because I know better what it's going to cost.
Got it. Okay.
And when you get into the more high volume, or you're looking at like an apartment building roof, which can cost 30, 40, 50,000.
Yeah.
They would love to come out and help you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Good. Great to know. That's great. That's a great tip. It's the first thing out of your mouth, and it's already a good tip in this episode. So what else do we look for structurally? Keep going.
All right. Well, yeah. So I'm just going to kind of take this as if we were walking up to a property.
Okay.
Because the rule of thumb is the roof is the most important. The roof and foundation.
Okay.
Because water ruins everything.
Yeah. Right.
So depending where you live, like here I have to deal with hail, snow, rain, groundwater, aquifers. We have all sorts of stuff up here. Right. And that doesn't even include if the river floods or something. High water tables. Wow. So when I jump out of a car and look at a house first time, I'm checking out the roof. I'm looking to see if it has gutters around it. Because a lot of times what causes cracks in the foundation is that the drainage around the house is poor. So if you go up to a house and there's no gutters on it and you look down and the dirt is actually pounded down from the rain, usually is a very good indicator that you're going to have water issues in the basement if you have a basement.
Wow.
Up here in the north we do, but of course down by the sandy river bottoms, no basements down there. But that's one of the first things I'm looking at is just that issue. Because the roof itself, getting a little technical, they always count it by the square. So 10 by 10 section or 100 square feet is a square of roofing.
Yeah.
And depending where you're at, that can vary from $250 a square up to $2,000 a square if it's a flat roof.
Wow.
And so let's say you have an average 20 square roof, which is kind of like what you'd find on a split level rectangular home, be about 20 square. So you're talking either $5,000, but if you're getting into like metal or tile roofs, you can be upwards of $40,000.
Yep.
So I want to know that going into it.
What are you looking for in that roof? So you said no. Are you looking for gutters? Is there anything that I can visibly see about the shingles of the roof?
Yep. So one thing is if you go to the gutters actually, and you look at the downspout, you'll be able to see little pebbles. of an asphalt shingle. And that's one way. If you see a lot, that means that roof's getting beat up. Otherwise, if you look and you can see little spots on it, there's two types. One's moss. So if you're in a highly wooded area of high humidity, you're going to have moss buildup. That can be cleaned. It also can eat through the shingle. So you want to find out the age. I always ask the age. When's the last time it was reshingled? And then if you see discoloring in like a pocket out of it, that means the actual protection on the shingle has been beaten off or eroded off. So it loses its warranty at that point, and that's hail damage. If there's a tree brushing up on it, that will erode away. Yep. Steel roofs are a lot tougher. You just have to look. If you see a bunch of little divots, you know it's been hailed on, and you don't want to buy a house that someone already got paid insurance money and never did anything with it, because your next company won't pay. And you'll have to pay out of pocket completely for that.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, that's good. That's good insider stuff right there.
The whole point of a roof is to be the first line of defense against hail and water.
Right.
At least in our neck of the woods. So you really want to make sure that roof is going well. The most annoying part about a roof is getting up inside the attic to go look. So like, I'm fairly big, about 265 pounds. Sometimes it's only 18 inches by a foot, and I have to stick an arm and a head up in there and take my camera phone out and take pictures so I can see it. But when you're looking at the inside, the decking of a house, I'm looking for daylight. I'm looking for black streaks where there.
You don't want daylight. You're looking to see if there's daylight because you don't want that.
Yep. Yeah. So usually you'll find it around chimneys or other venting going up. Now you will see it on the eaves of the house, the overhangs, because your attic is supposed to breathe. Right. But if you see it anywhere on the top or between boards, that's going to be an issue. Because if your insurance guy finds it, he's not going to put insurance on your roof either. Right. But getting up in there just gives you kind of a good feel, because there's mold, there's water. If there's wet spots, there's issues that needs to be addressed. Got it. Good. So it's not fun, but
no. This is why you want a contractor or an inspector or somebody that you can like do this with if you're not handy yourself.
Yeah, but even when you're driving by, that you can look at the outside and kind of have an assessment of what's going on, because if the roof in decent shape and the gutters are looking proper, like if you live in a place that uses gutters regularly, they'll kind of tell you that, all right, so far it looks like they've been taking care of the house. Good. And then an easy look is just look around the house. If you see that rain divot around it, that means you could have some issues. Okay. Because a roof is actually an easy fix. It's just you need to account for it. Right. When you're looking at a rental property.
Nice.
So
what else do we look for?
The other thing I'm looking for on the outside is the foundation itself. Okay. So of course the siding is a big issue as well. So if they side all the way to the ground, you're gonna have to go on the inside to check the foundation. But what I'm looking for is cracks in the foundation, especially on corners, because I'll let you know if the house has started to move. Oh, houses on hills, houses on water. Because they can be very expensive to fix. Right. $25,000 to redo a corner of your house.
Yeah. That's no joke.
No.
I mean, you just lost all your velocity of money if to foreshadow our next episode, but like
oh yeah, no, that'll slow a lot of things down. But the foundation itself, I mean, it's the structure, it's the backbone of your house. So just walking around it to see that there isn't any obvious cracks, that there isn't a ton of caulking. Like you'll see that kind of gray concrete caulk that you use to fill cracks. If you see pretty big cracks with that in it, you're having some issues. Yeah. But yet again, talk to a contractor. Right. Houses don't typically move overnight. So we're talking years of time, but it's just something to notice, because like if I see that the southwest corner, let's say, has some issues, when I go into the house and into the basement, I'm going to check out that corner. I'm going to look at the very bottom of the wall.
moisture too, right? Because it's not just like the house is going to slide. It's that there's like the crack makes it easy for water to get inside.
Yes. And I'm actually not worried about the house falling. I'm worried about the water coming in.
Yeah, that's devious. That water, man, that finds its way in. That's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Well, and that reminds me, the other easy way of checking the attic once you've actually looked in it is just go check, just look up when you're in the house. You'll see moisture condensation. So that's common sense, but some people are looking
at spot on the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Did they paint the water spot?
Right. Yeah.
Or, like, that's funny. Only one spot of the roof has new paint. It's all along the edge.
People, man.
Just, yet again, a good inspector or contractor should help you find this. Okay. But if you are looking at a lot of houses, maybe they don't have time to go look at 15, 20 houses with you.
Right.
Depending how you're set up. So when you're in the basement of a house, I'll be looking at, are there big cracks? And up and down cracks actually aren't the worst thing if they're managed. I mean, we're just talking a simple break, but if they're like offset each other where they're coming in an inch or something, then you're going to pay attention to that. But if it's a horizontal crack, that's really bad. Because
how do you get a horizontal crack? I don't even know if I've ever seen that.
So like in where I live, we have 4-foot mandatory walls for the foundation. And then if you're going to actually live in the basement, it's going to be 8-foot minimum.
Wow.
And when you have the house sitting there and they backfill it, they don't really compress the dirt very much.
Yeah.
So because they don't want to blow in the new concrete wall they just poured.
Right.
Well, as this fills with a lighter density, moisture gets in, it's easier for the water to condensate there. And then it freezes and we're halfway in the wall and it starts to push it out.
Oh, yeah. So, dang, man, that's crazy.
So that's one of the reasons why gutters are important, because that downspout can extend 4, 8, 10 feet, however long you want, just to get it away from that spot.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Because lateral cracks are the ones that will actually give away. And if it goes, I mean, it's dirt, mud, whatever environments outside your door coming in. Yeah. Plus, it's great for spiders and all those other nasty things.
Right. Got it.
So I always check that out because, like I said, horizontal isn't too bad as long as they're it's just a crack and there's no
vertical.
Vertical. Yeah, vertical isn't too bad. I mean, it's going to happen because the pressure of the house is up and down, so that's fine.
Yeah,
it's the sideways stuff that.
Got it.
Just to give you an idea, to have a wall pulled back out or straightened, we'll say, you're usually looking at like $1,250 per anchor. And so they drill through the wall, fasten a metal steel plate to it, and then they crank it back and pull the wall back.
Whoa.
They can only go about 6 feet.
Wow.
So it costs material-wise about $1,200 per anchor. And if you have a 30-foot wall, you're using 5 anchors, you're already just $8,000 to just the steel, not including the backhoe, the digging. So
that's crazy.
What I do is I just walk away.
Just walk away. Hey, just walk away. That's the easiest. Oh, that's really good advice though, because it would be easy. I've done this before. It'd be easy to fall in love with your vision of what something could be, and then, and then get buried in 6 anchors of a wall that fall in.
So the flip side of this though is if you are capable of doing that work, those of us who aren't going to do the manual labor or pay all that money up front, we walk from the deal. But if you are willing to do that work, sometimes, like I've actually looked at it, there's a house, I'm waiting for it to come back on the market. Actually, the basement needs to be gutted and the walls have to be pulled back out and then the whole basement redone.
Wow.
But they're gonna have to sell that house so under market that even if I spend $50,000, I'll still probably double the money.
Wow.
Because no one wants to do the work. So if you want to find a niche, do the stuff no one else wants to do. Right. It doesn't sound crazy, but at the end of the day, it's just money. And unless you're doing the work, if you can afford to get it done, you can get these killer deals on properties that need that rehab, and people just don't want to do it.
Right.
So kind of a way to niche in, because it's not rocket science.
Well, give me a couple other things. So we talked about the outside, the roof and the foundation. Give me a couple things on the inside that I can look for that are important.
Okay. So electrical. This is something that I've walked away from many houses on because like we have 100-year-old homes in my area and they're awesome. 2.5 story, gorgeous hardwoods that are now
Mm.
extinct in our area.
Wow.
Just a lot of character. But then I'd go downstairs and I'd see that there's glass, and then like pretty much glass and wire. So that's when they used to take.
That's the panel is like in their electrical panel.
They'd still use that, the knob. There you go, glass knob
and tube,
wire.
Yeah,
the old stuff, and it's like, I don't want that. And then you want to just make sure, because to cut open the walls to rewire a house is so impractical. I mean, to get a brand new breaker box in the house and then redo all the electrical in the house, you're $15,000 to $25,000 done.
Wow. Got it. So what do you look for? You don't want the knob and tube old electrical. What is there something I can see that tells me it's updated?
Well, the simple thing is just go look for the breaker box.
Yeah.
Open it up and see if there's breakers on it. Hopefully more than 5.
Right.
And that's going to be the first indication that at least it's been updated.
Yeah.
Because every code's different by city. So it's really tough to say across the board. But one of the simple things too to look at is just look at the outlets. Are they 2-prong or are they 3-prong?
Okay. And that tells me what?
If it's 2-prong, most likely it's an older electrical system, probably the original. This would be really common, like 1960s houses and older, where you go to the kitchen, it's only 2-prong. You go to the bathroom, it's 2-prong. Well, that means there's no ground. So if there's ever contact made, like for some reason, electrical cord in the shower type scenario, there's no place for electrical to go. So we'll just keep feeding electricity until something burns through.
Right,
so when you upgrade to 3, you have a neutral wire that can take the current back.
Got it. But can you can people upgrade the 2-prong outlets to a 3-prong outlet, or do you need to actually upgrade the entire electrical system behind the walls?
No. So you actually can. Like in our area, it's called the GFCI outlet. And that's the one that has the test reset button in between actual plugins. Okay. So like our code, and this is very common, instead of pulling new wire to every single room, which is the most expensive thing, you can actually put them in line or in series, it's called, and you replace the first outlet with that ground break GFCI, and every other one in line with it will be stopped if that breaks. Okay. So if I see a 2-prong, it's not like I need to walk away from the house. Nope. If I see knob and tube wiring in the panel, like I might want to walk away. But if I see 2-prong stuff and the house was built in the 60s, it's not necessarily a deal killer. You could maybe fix that with the GFCIs, right? GC, what'd you call it? GFCI. GFCI, right? So I could fix it that way, and that's not too expensive to fix. Those outlets are maybe $15 or pop or something. Yeah. Yep, that's actually about exactly what they are. But the whole goal is, if you notice 2-prong, to go down and find that electrical box, because you want to. I mean, I'm not an electrician. Most people won't be. It's Don't play one on TV. That you can go look and see, like, if it's still got the old bus fuses in it. Yeah, you're gonna want that replaced and updated. Got it. Got it. Okay. So electrical on the inside is important. Anything else that we should be really looking for structurally? Structurally wise, I mean, it's just the basics. If the roof looks like it's dipping, or you see cracks in other places, I mean, that's what you're looking for. It's kind of common sense. If there's a crack, something's moved, or something got wet. So I'm always looking up in houses. I'm always looking to see in the basement. I'm looking up to see if there's water. Also, if there's a false ceiling versus a sheetrock, because in all honesty, having a false ceiling in the basement is so much nicer, especially in a rental, because everything is going to fail at some point. So having easy access to it is nicer than having it look pretty, but knowing you're going to be cutting it open to fix the next, interesting. Yeah. That doesn't work. Got it. So, okay. Other than that, a lot of people, when they look at a rental property, I've seen it, they start dreaming. Oh man, we can open this wall up and put this kitchen like this. Yeah. So the reason I really wanted to talk about what to look for in a rental is part of the game of know your renter. So if you know, like, you can actually go online and find out by zip code income levels of that zip code and find out just kind of who's renting, the demographics of it. because I definitely watched people put too much money into a unit in a Class C neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where it's like the neighbors won't let their kids play by themselves outside. And then they stick $120,000 into revamping a unit. It's like, value isn't there. So
that's good.
Overdo it, because I would love to have hickory cabinets and a granite slab top with an undermount sink in my unit. But the fact is, the next person's not going to pay me an extra $250 a month.
Right.
Because the rest of the house doesn't justify it. The area doesn't justify it.
I don't know why this is, but it's infamous for rentals, right? Renters don't always appreciate your stuff the way you do. So like oftentimes if you do build out nice stuff, like they just don't take care of it.
Yeah. And that's going to be a whole nother topic about managing that part of it. 'Cause you want durable, you don't want cheap. It's kind of the, I guess I really feel that you get what you pay for. So if you throw in cheap, it's going to be treated like it is junk. But if you actually put in decent stuff that's meant to last and is durable, you'll be surprised that you actually get what you pay for.
That's good. It's good to know. Yeah, I mean, because I think the argument can go, well, I don't want to have it just get ruined, so I'll put something cheap in here, and it's good. It's good perspective. So.
Oh yeah.
I like it, Bill. Any other last minute, I'm walking up to a house and through a house and things I should know? We talked about the roof, the foundation, the electrical. Any other?
Plumbing's tough, but in all reality, do take a peek. I usually look under the bathroom. So if I can see the plumbing under a bathroom or around it, I'm checking, because that's where you're going to find your most common area of black mold.
Oh, okay.
And black mold is bad anyway. I mean, you can deal with it and treat it, but it's just, you just don't want to deal with it.
Right.
So when I would look, like in the over under duplex, go in the basement and just look up, because the bathrooms are usually stacked in a house.
Right. Yeah.
Saves on plumbing.
Yep.
And just look, is the ceiling good? Does the tile have any damage? Yes, no. If it's missing, there's a good chance that it probably had water damage.
Yeah, right.
But then you can see, because we've been switching from metal to PVC and Plex piping.
Yep.
So that's another thing to look at. You know, if you see iron, like actual cast iron pipes in a house, you might want to get a quote on fixing that out, because I just had a plumbing stack. So all your sewers drain to one area in your house and go out to the sewer line. Yeah. And then because that builds up a methane gas, there's one stack usually or more, depending on the square foot of your house. Yeah. That all drains out. Well, I was working with the house where it had split almost an inch wide. It was crazy. So every time the sink or toilet was used, water was coming out in the wall in the basement.
Oh no.
And it was, I mean, we're talking almost $1,500, over $1,500 to just swap out a 6-foot section of that pipe.
Wow.
And, so you want to at least take a peek and just see, because like wall color, holes in walls, that type of stuff actually isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
Right. And you could sink a lot of money into kitchens and bathrooms, but you just want functionality, and then you want it to fit the neighborhood. Because again, I'd love a tile shower, floor to ceiling tile shower, but
fit the neighborhood.
Not going to get too much more.
My personal favorite, would be just go find someone that knows what they're doing. Like if you don't know what to look for listening to this, like me, like I don't know, I'm not too comfortable that I know what I'm looking for. I would just rather find an agent like Bill that can walk through it with me and help me find stuff that's a good fit. Bill, people want to reach out to you and like have you help them look for what to look for. How do they reach you?
All right. Well, just go to Bill Dean, my name, BillDeanHomes.com. And then just go to my comment or contact page and
I love it. Yeah, it's good. I know too, you've been working on some stuff, whether it's, I don't want to disclose all the goodies you've been working on for training and education for people that are listening to the show, but that'll be something fun to kind of release down the road as it gets closer to being ready for everybody. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be exciting.
In the meantime, go to BillDeanHomes.com and hit the contact page. You guys can connect with Bill there. Bill, thanks for a great episode, man. Every time I learn something new, and so I appreciate you passing on the wisdom and sharing with everybody. And We'll catch you in the next episode.
All right. Have a great week.